What does safe burglary ratings mean? What's the difference between a burglary rated safe and a TL rated safe? I'm Robert with Acme Locksmith, and you're watching Locksmith Recommended. One thing I should mention is that we have a detailed article on this topic on our website. So we're going to cover it sort of at a high level here so that you have a basic understanding. But if you want even more details on every rating, take a look at that link below. It'll take you to that article on our website and have a look at it. When you're looking to protect any kind of content of value, you want a burglary rated safe. But which one do you get? It's very confusing. There's burglary ratings, RSC rating, TL15, TL30. What the heck do they all mean? Well, let's go through each of those step by step and tell you what you get at each of those burglary ratings. So let's start with a basic burglary rated safe. Sometimes you'll see these listed as B rated or C rated. What exactly does that mean? Well, nowadays it doesn't mean anything. A manufacturer calls a burglary rated safe a burglary rated safe when they've done something to enhance the security of the safe. But it's not a UL rating. It doesn't mean anything. So if you look at some of the features, this is the Hollon that we talked about in another video. I'll put a link to it down below. But when you get to a burglary rated safe, you start to get things like thicker bolts. You get things like anti-drill plate, ballistic anti-drill plates that just eat up drill bits. You get a lot of weight in the safe so that it's hard to move and hard to transport. You get thicker steel on the outside of the safe. So they come with a lot of inherent safety features. This one also has a 30-foot drop rating. So it's been tested to 30 feet by the manufacturer so that when it drops, it doesn't break open. Now you'll see on this safe here that this is an entire seal on the entire channel that goes into this groove so that when this safe is opened by cutting these bolts, if somebody tries to cut these bolts and open this safe, they still can't get that door open. So you start to see features like that. But if it's just a burglary rating, that's not a UL rating. That just means it's been enhanced. Does that mean it's a bad safe? No, of course not. This is one of our favorite safes at this price point for a burglary rated safe. But there are better. So let's move up the line. What is a UL rated safe? Well, we just talked about how manufacturers claim burglary ratings because they enhance a safe. A UL rating is an actual inspection and test done to the safe by a certified board that certifies that that safe resists a certain level of attack. The first rating that we can talk about there is an RSC rating, a residential security container. Now here's a gun safe by Hollon, the RG Republic. I'll put a link to the video below where we talk about this safe in detail, but this is an RSC rated safe. So some of the features, 1.5-inch bolts, 1/4-inch solid steel door, things of that nature. Now, what is actually required for an RSC rating? Two things. One of them is the door has to be 3/16 of an inch thick across the entire door. The other is it has to have at least 12 gauge metal around the entire safe. Now this safe exceeds both of those qualifications. And the last thing is, if you set somebody down in front of this safe and you give them the blueprints and you give them the ability to take the safe apart and inspect it before attempting to break in, when he attempts to break in, can he get in under 5 minutes? If he can get into this safe under 5 minutes using common tools, then it won't get an RSC rating. If he can't, it'll achieve that rating. So it's a 5-minute attack with one man using common tools that you can get at any hardware store. That's what's required to get an RSC rating. Now you don't have to have a big safe to get an RSC rating. One of our favorite little safes, especially for jewelry, is this Burg Watcher safe here. I'll put a link to that product down below. That's an RSC rated safe as well. Now that rating comes out of Europe instead of the US because that is manufactured in Germany, but it is an RSC rating. So that's your first level of UL protection. What comes after that? After RSC ratings, you start to get into RSC2, and this is a relatively new rating. In fact, they only certify safes for that rating right now once every 7 years. RSC2 rating means that same thing. You sit a guy in front of the safe, you give him all the tools, the blueprints, everything he needs, you let him dissect the safe. If 2 people, in this case 2, are attacking this safe If they get in under 10 minutes, it will not achieve an RSC-2 security rating. The only gun safe I know of right now that has an RSC-2 security rating is the American Security BF2 line. Those are RSC-2 security ratings. So it's basically 4 times as tough as an RSC-1 because it's 2 people attacking it for 10 minutes as opposed to 1 person attacking it for 5 minutes. So what's next in terms of safe ratings? After you get to RSC-2, you're going to be looking at a TL-15. Let's talk about that. Now here I'm in front of a TL-30 rated safe by Hollon. It's very similar to their TL-15 rating. I don't have any of those in stock at the moment. There's been quite a run on safes lately. So what does the TL-15 rating mean? Basically, it means that you sit somebody down in front of the safe, going under all the things that we talked about before. Sometimes there's further clarifications. You could add blow torches and things of that nature to the attack, things you don't commonly find in a hardware store. If that trained technician gets in under 15 minutes, it fails the test and is not TL-15 rated. If it takes over 15 minutes, it's a TL-15 rated safe. And again, that is the time actually spent cutting, drilling, probing, hammering, whatever you're doing to get in. So the all-encompassed time to get in is longer than that. That's the actual tool on safe cutting time. On the TL-15 rated safes, the one thing that you start to see a lot of is you start to see concrete filled linings on the safe. So they have a concrete composite of some sort poured between the 2 liners of the safe to make it much harder to get into by attacking the sides of the safe. So you start to see that creep in an RSC, RSC-2. Not very many of them have it, but once you get to the TL-15, TL-30, almost all of the available safes have that as a protection technique. Now on this TL-30, going up to the next level, and logically, it's setting that same trained tech down in front of the safe with the tools, the equipment, the blueprints, the ability to take it apart and inspect it, and he takes longer than 30 minutes to get in. And they're hiring people with that safe expertise to get in. So it doesn't seem like a lot of protection, but is it? It's actually the one that insurers require jewelry stores to have. So jewelry stores are very often putting them into a TL-30 rated safe. As an idea, this little safe right here weighs 1,000 pounds. This little guy, 1,000 pounds. That's the kind of quality and material that goes into a TL-30 rated safe. There is a rating above TL-30, and that's a TL-30 by 6. Now what the heck does that mean? Well, all of the safe ratings we talked about so far really talk about getting in through the door. A TL-30 by 6 is rated at a TL-30 rating on all sides of the safe. So you've got all 4 sides, front and back, TL-30 rating. So if you want the absolute best safe you can get, that's really it. Well, is it? Well, not really. There's one more, but I've never seen one. If you see a TR before the TL rating, so a TR TL-30 by 6, that's the best safe you can get. And again, I've never even seen one of those safes. But what they do there is they've expanded the capability of the tools that the safe cracker can use trying to get in. Very high-end cutting torches, and even nitroglycerin is allowed for a TR TL rated safe. So there's all your safe ratings. Hopefully you found that information useful. The more money you're putting into a safe, the higher end safe you want to get. Safes are like parachutes. When you need one, you don't want it to be built cheap. If you like this video, click the like button below. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on. I'm Robert with Acme Locksmith, and you're watching Locksmith Recommended.